Hello. I am brainstorming top 5 topics. What are you doing? So yeah, we got one more top 5 coming next week, which is, I can't remember which of you suggested it, but it's the top 5 ways I almost died at a convention. So that one will be coming around the mountain. We've got camping tech, AI image fails. Although honestly, are those really that interesting anymore? It just seems like run of the mill. 5 typefaces that aren't Helvetica. That's a good one. Top 5 books on my bookshelf was good. Top 5 hats is another fun one. Top 5 phone accessibility tips, fictional gadgets from sci-fi movies, inventions inspired by sci-fi, ways to get hacked. Top 5 drinks while working in front of the computer. Dangerous. Style aesthetic developed on the internet. Weird quirks of Steve Jobs. I think some of these are Rogers. Open source alternatives is a great one. Actually, I'm going to elevate that one. Soviet PCs. Anybody interested in Soviet PCs? Can I interest you in a Soviet PC? Open source alternatives is really good. Top 5 books on my bookshelf would be fun. I don't know how big it would be, but it'd be fun. Top 5 inventions France gave the world. Anyway, you got any top 5 ideas? Throw them out there in the old chat room. Top 5 mechanical computers. That's kind of fun. Top 5 ways to disconnect. Let's bring that one up into. Top 5 typefaces that aren't Helvetica is pretty good. Hello, Adam12. Top 5 hats. I don't know how well that one would do on the internet. You just never know. Ooh, I've got one. My top 5 failed tech predictions. IM isn't necessary. Nobody wants cameras in their phone. I'll have to think. I'll have to think on 3. See if I can come up with 3 more. I mean, I know I've been wrong about lots of predictions. I could just go back and look at the someone will find a legit use for blockchain. Web apps will be all we need. I think I said that at one point. I could probably get 5. I could probably get 5 out of that. 5 good ones. There's plenty that I was just wrong about, but. So yeah, top 5 ideas. Any top 5 ideas out there? Top 5 AI image fails is one that felt like a better idea a while ago. Now it just feels like, oh yeah, it fails on images all the time. Like, and plus everybody just hates AI now. Not everybody. There's a lot of hate about AI out there. While you stew on some more of those are good ideas. Let's head over to the personal feeds. CrimeCon to air on Sirius XM. True Crime Conference. What else is going on in the old world? I had the most wonderful choco nut latte yesterday. That's a good way to present these photos. Can I do that in a decent way? Share my screen. Yeah, let's do that. Cloud computing has changed the world. Oh, that's interesting, Magnesium. Let me get back to that. Get back to that dot. Has changed the world. Top 5 reasons Apple Vision Pro will fail as a product. I did that one, Chris. Go look it up. You're on YouTube right now. I did top 5 reasons the Apple Vision Pro will succeed and top 5 reasons Apple Vision Pro will fail. I think my favorite recipe for homemade mocha frappuccino fell behind the drawer under my espresso machine, and now I can't remember the ratios. Oh, that's so sad. Well, maybe you can retrieve it. Here's the choco nut latte that I had at Loop Espresso Club. This is Loop Espresso Club. They have lots of albums behind the counter. I always do this. I forget to take a picture before I eat the delicious thing, and then I take a picture afterwards. All right, so I'm going to tell this story. I was watching Hacks. Any of y'all watch Hacks on Max with tax? Hacks is a great show. It's very well written. It is a brilliant dialogue between boomers and millennials, if nothing else, written by boomers and millennials. Like, it very clearly represents perspectives authentically and then engages them in a real dialogue. The plot of the show is not that. The plot is Ava is an up-and-coming comedy writer. She's the millennial, and gets tied in with Deborah, who is an older Vegas comedian star. And, you know, they have an unlikely partnership, etc. It's in its 3rd season. Anyway, this is a scene from Hacks. Ava is out doing a pub quiz with some friends. This doesn't involve Ava, or it doesn't involve Deborah. Let's see, it's in the episode Join the Club. She comes out of the Maui Sugar Mill Saloon, and I thought, man, you know what? I'm pretty certain. I'm almost 1,000% certain I've seen that place in Vegas, because this scene is taking place in Vegas. Most of it takes place in either Las Vegas or Los Angeles, because Deborah's in Las Vegas, Ava's from Los Angeles. So I'm like, God, have I been to that strip center recently? The place I went with KT Data when we ate, was this next door or something? Why does it look so darn familiar? Then yesterday, I went to get blood drawn. I get blood tests regularly for my thyroid. It's not a big deal. And I went there and I saw, at the bakery, this over near LabCorp. I was like, hey, that's that thing from Hacks. So I took a picture of myself in front of it. Took a better picture where you can actually see the sign in it. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. I was like, oh, look at that. Now I know you're like, Tom, you're in LA. Of course, you're going to see things that are in TV shows all the time. You'd think that would happen more often. They tend to shoot outside of LA as often as they shoot in LA. So it doesn't happen as often as you might think. But it was one of those weird things where I'm like, man, I recognize that. Why do I recognize it? And they were setting it in Las Vegas, even though they shot it here. And that's what threw me, because it does look like the kind of place that could also be in Las Vegas. So I posted that on Instagram, and Jody, the security guard here in our neighborhood for the daycare center, he always has treats for the dogs, so I've gotten to know him. He's a great guy, really good artist. He did an amazing painting of Sawyer, but he's friends with all the dogs in the neighborhood, and so we follow each other on Instagram. And I posted that. He's like, "Hey, that's my regular bar." Apparently, he goes there all the time. And then my plumber was like, Encino Tarzana, and I'm like, "Oh, my plumber goes there too." Amazing. So yeah, it was kind of fun. I'm going to have to head over to the Maui Sugar Mill Saloon one of these days and grab a drink. Maybe meet up with my plumber and Jody. Yeah. So there you go. That was kind of a fun little living in LA story that you'd think like, oh, Tom, doesn't that happen all the time? It really doesn't. It really doesn't happen all that often. Hey, Rabbit Magic, how you doing? Well, any other good top 5 ideas? And Chris, your Apple Vision Pro idea was a great one. I just happen to have already done it. Yes, Hacks is a fun watch, Magnesium. I have to remember that these lives always take a little while to get momentum, because not everybody sees them right away. Top 5 steps to keep your personal information private. It's not a bad spin on something we've done. 5 steps to keep personal info private. I mean, we've done very similar things, but I think that's different enough that we could do it. And definitely something that's needed and helpful. Keep your personal info private. Don't share it with anyone ever. Okay, maybe you have to share it sometimes. If you share it, do this. Yeah, it writes itself, right? That's a good one. It's a good one. Well, we've got a pretty good lineup for DTNS. I should probably check. Oh yeah, I haven't written the cold open. Here, I'll put that up on the screen. There we go. On this episode of DTNS, how to keep AI from using all the power and ruining the earth. Plus, smart rings get competitive. On this episode of DTNS, how to keep AI from using all the power and ruining the earth. Plus, Google's AI responses are awful, but you shouldn't worry. And smart rings get competitive. Let's make that shorter. Ruining the climate. Allison is on today, indeed. All right, got 5 quick hits. Got that assigned. That should be me. All right. Mailbag. 2 emails. Thanks to Len Peralta. Thanks to Allison Sheridan. Top 5 things to check to see you need to update your logins. Top 5 things to check to see if you need to update. Ooh, I think I can shorten that a little. That's a good one, Gotham Heights. Top 5 things to check for updates. Logins, patches, etc. Yeah, nice. Having a debate about DOH versus DNS, and that's top of mind. Okay, gotcha. All right. Patreon supporters get Live With It on Monday about the Elgato teleprompter. Charlotte Henry back on Tuesday after the bank holiday. And I should remove this. Yes. Yeah, we gotta punch this up. Nobody's gonna be like, stick around for a quiz on e-waste. Goodbye. See you later. Germany says it has too much solar power to make it profitable. I don't understand that statement, Magnesium. I'm just missing something, but maybe you can elaborate. Okay. I think that'll do it. That'll do, little pig. That's not even the quote, is it? It's time for trash talk. All right. We're going to stop that screen sharing before I do something silly, like share my bank account. Go back to the top 5s. Things to check for updates is a good one. Oh, Twitch, YouTube lag. Will you ever learn? Top 5 hats? Huh? Top 5 emails I got today? Okay, here's one thing I need your help with. I don't know if we're going to solve this today. I'm going to ask Roger and Sarah and Joe about it after the show today. But, oh, thank you, Magnesium. Oh. Thank you, Zoe. I always have to open Twitch chat separately if I want to click on a link. StreamYard doesn't support the links, and it doesn't let me copy them. It's a little bit of a pain that I do not enjoy. Okay, here. Germany has too many solar panels. Oh, yeah. You know, California's got this same issue where they're like, it's costing power companies to support. You know, a glut of energy is a good problem. That's what I say. Thank you for that. Where was I? Top 5 hats. Oh, the problem. Yes. Because some of you listen on Discord, you hear the pre-show. And because Roger is trying to make sure that he doesn't make a mistake and not record the show, he starts his recording before. But because Roger made a different kind of mistake and accidentally published that without editing it, a lot of people heard the pre-show that normally don't hear the pre-show. And that caused some people to go, hey, I like that. Here's the problem. And I talked about this on the editor's desk as well. Not everybody likes that. That turns some people off. In fact, over the years, we've had people specifically say they unsubscribed because they don't want that stuff. So our compromise, to keep things simple, was we'll do GDI for everyone, but we'll get right into DTNS at the top, which is why we don't include a recording of that pre-show. That pre-show is not meant to be entertaining. It's meant to be us getting ready for the show. It's meant to be us doing sound checks and things. However, for whatever human nature reason, if it has somehow become a thing where we don't go live until sound checks are done, which is the opposite of what it's supposed to be, and everybody decides to try to be entertaining in that 5 minutes that no one is going to hear, which then, of course, because we're entertaining, I guess that's a compliment, everybody's like, hey, that sounds fun. I want that. Except if we do put that in, then a bunch of people say, I don't want that. I just want DTNS. So there's no winning, right? Now that a bunch more people know that that exists, a bunch more people are like, I want that, which I want to give that to them. But also, if I give it to them, I'll lose other people. Ignorance was bliss. So then the question that Andrew Bradley raised is, could you just give it to us in Patreon if we want it, like at a separate tier? And the reason I don't want to do separate tiers is the more tiers you have, the fewer people sign up. It actually reduces the profitability of the show to offer too many tiers, especially if they're not clearly identified. So just adding another tier just for that is a no-go. So I told Andrew, I suggested, like, would it have to be an RSS feed? Because I can't do multiple RSS feeds, but I could just give links, and then it's up to you. You can choose to click on the link or not. It's not in an RSS feed. You get it or you don't. And he very honestly was like, I would never listen to it, but at least I wouldn't be able to complain because at least I would have it, right? And that's fair, but that's not ideal. I want him to get it in a way that he's going to enjoy, and not in a way where he feels like, well, I guess I get it. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how I want people to feel. So, not that he talks like that, so I don't know what to do, honestly. Because it's just 5 minutes that's not even supposed to be entertaining. We're supposed to do all of our entertaining stuff on the recording. The way it usually works, Magnesium, is you're going off my recording. With my recording, I start as soon as we start the show. So there's no editing necessary there. Roger was just being a little more careful, like, oh, I don't want to miss it, so I'll start it early, and then I'll just go in and chop it off, which takes a tiny bit longer to go chop it off. And occasionally means if you forget to chop it off, then it's all in there. Can't please everyone, so you have to please yourself. Yeah, so my options are not do anything and just say tough luck, which I don't want to do. Number 2, tell everyone to shut up in the pre-show and then tell everyone there's no fun content. Number 3 would be record it and put it in a Dropbox, which would add a little bit of work and wouldn't satisfy Andrew. Or option I haven't thought of yet. That's where I'm at. Good morning, PC Milesy. I say ignore it, and that comes from someone that wants to hear everything. Oh, thank you, Web of Magic. I appreciate that. Top 5 geek habits that help, such as backing up your info, getting a password manager. Ooh, another good one from Gotham Heights. You're a fountain of these. Password manager, etc. Backing up. very positive too. I like that. In the 90s, Lucky Chucky. Celsius? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we're like super cool here in LA, 61 degrees. Yeah, the other thing, it could be just like go listen on Twitch. It's there. Yeah, you don't even have to listen live. Frankly, it's all in there in the archive. And yeah, not everybody can go listen. Not everyone has the luxury to go listen on Discord or Twitch. I get that. You know, that part of the show is not protected. Maybe it should just be open sourced. It is Creative Commons after all. If somebody just wants to record it and make it available in an RSS feed for people, I'd be fine with that. Anyway, thanks for the excellent top 5 suggestions. This will help Roger and I when we brainstorm after the show today. No worries, PC Milesy. Glad you popped in to say hi. Oh, somebody's pinging me on Discord. What is it? What is it? Trying to find out where the... Oh. Oh, okay. What is the retail price of the Oura? Choose your Oura ring. Alrighty. Fixing your tripod, Lucky Chucky. Oh yeah, nobody wants to go out and take sweaty photos, right? Gotta let it cool down. Come on over to LA. It's very cool. It's like not even just got above 61 and it's almost noon. 61 Fahrenheit. It's not that hot. Why do we insist on having different temperature systems? That's silly. Why do I take Thursdays off? This is a good editor's desk question, Adam12, if you want to resubmit it, but I'll also tell you here. Thursdays I work on Know a Little More, A Word with Tom Merritt, stuff like that. I needed time to be able to devote to pounding out those. I used to take one Monday, or then I was taking 2, and then I was like, you know what? Mondays are a bad day for that because I have cord killers, so I don't get as much time. So it just gives me a chance to do a bunch of other things that I don't have a lot of time for. And it's Thursdays because I don't have any other shows usually that day. So it gives me a nice wide open time. And that also works for Rob because he can't do Mondays. So yeah, that's why. And then Sarah takes Mondays off so that she can do more Daily Tech headlines. And it gives her more space in her schedule as well. We're just trying not to overwork ourselves. It's the exact same temperature where you are in England, Zoe, as it is in Los Angeles. That doesn't seem right somehow. Not in May. 33 Celsius in Austin. No, it's not. Really? It's that hot in Austin right now? It's crazy. My laundry is done. My laundry goes dun 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 dun. I was too, Cliff Singer. We had to learn it in 4th grade. We have to learn the metric system because we're converting over. And then we didn't. And I've regretted it ever since. Dang, it's hot out there. Hot out there for a Texan. It's from LG. Yep. You correctly identified it at Cliff Singer. Ooh, that's a good quiz idea. I'm going to shoot that. Good thing. Yeah, we should do that. We should do a sounds quiz. Yeah, I'm waiting for that Jetsons flying car too, and the Rosie the robot. 93 in San Antonio. Celsius? That's going to be my new bit, by the way. I'm just going to do that every time. And then if somebody says 20 degrees, meaning Celsius, I'll go, Fahrenheit? Every time. Without fail. All right. Roger says, good idea. Oh, good news on the power supply. Glad that's coming along. That'll be better than being underpowered. All right, my friends, I got to go pull my laundry out before I do my 12 o'clock meeting with Allison and Sarah and Roger and Joe. And then it's 300 degrees here. Kelvin? All right. Good time hanging out with y'all. Thanks for being here and helping me brainstorm top 5. This is seriously helpful. This is going to speed things along when Roger and I meet after the show. So very, very, very fun. One of these days I'll stream folding my laundry. I promise. Okay. Bye. Have a good one.